Yes, ask and you shall receive. Moving to the east, things are better in the east, I'll just say that much. We are in the north, and it looks like we may be in the north to stay. We've got to talk more. There are things to do along the coast, particularly way out west, okay? There's some interest around Galveston and what it is maybe we should do to beef up defenses because of a particular reason. I'll get to that here later on in the stream. We have an elite, I didn't even know this exists in the game, an elite battle flag. Have you guys ever heard of this? I don't even know. And by the way, Kentucky's not off the table. Kentucky is not off the table. Kentucky is not off the table. We've got to get to that plus much more as far as next policies, another look at projects, guys. There is a lot to cover in tonight's stream, and I plan on getting to all of it as usual, gentlemen. So, cigar goes down. Game comes in front, and I'll just kind of cue up the main event. Support Mexican interventions happening in 0 days. We're going to see this headline pop up in no time after we push play. We'll be kind of waiting for that. But in the West is what we should talk about first. We are on the retreat in the far West. We have been beaten in central Tennessee. We're being held up in eastern Tennessee and Kentucky as McClellan has continued to face us off in the Cumberland Gap despite our recapture of Fort Leasure. I've been going back and forth between both. And of course, by the way, you can get all this and much more if you do check the description below. I write lore around every one of these streams, tell a little bit of history and context before we get into the fighting. And down in that description, you can also find a link to become a member of the channel for as little as $2 or $5 per month. Check it out, guys. That's kind of what's going down in the West. Uh-oh. The Raging Cajun Squadron disintegrated up here outside of Nashville. Oh, wow. At the next friendly port. Okay. So, I wonder where that'll be. Here? Yep. Okay. So, we're going to rally down here with the Raging Cajun Squadron. They'll get a perk. What do we want to do here? Blockade Busters, probably. Or Port Defender. Yeah, I think I like that. Port Defenders. He got beat back by Fort Daniel. Kind of didn't mean for him to get into contact there. All right, here we go. There it is, boys. The headline. The headline of the day. Yo, yeah. Oh, my God. That is so... It's... I see the disappointment. I see the disappointment about not getting into Kentucky. Okay. All right. Okay. So the Confederacy joins the French in Mexico, Texas to send troops to Mexico. Emperor Napoleon III thanking Davis, the French willing to arm the South. The French expeditionary force in Mexico has been fighting the Mexican Republicans there, has been little support from other European nations since the force landed and pushed inland. As the British and Spanish withdrew, there were only some Austrians and Belgians left in Mexico to support the French. The Confederate States of America has declared support for Emperor Napoleon III. The support comes in the form of supplies and regiments from Texas. The troops are placed under the overall command of the French. This has reduced the number of recruits available from Texas to fight the Union armies. Fair enough. It's clear that Napoleon III wants to make Mexico a puppet state and to open new trade routes to the Confederacy. With Confederate support, the French intervention force will be able to engage the Mexican Republicans on multiple fronts simultaneously, reducing their ability to resist the onslaught. Now, what's important to mention is that not long ago, we did have the Cinco de Mayo Battle of Puebla event trigger in-game right here in our campaign, and we'll see what kind of knock-on effect that ends up having for us as a result of our Mexico intervention. The way I understand it in my research that I did before jumping into tonight's game, because I didn't want to mess this all up and speak too soon, but what I understand is that generally European relations are going to go up 15. All right, so now instead of it being 27, it should be a better number than that after we go a day past. And then, like it says, our number of our recruits goes down considerably, I think by half out of Texas. So after the day winds over, we'll take a look at this and get a detailed look at the impact. New recruits. There is Archimedes. I think are you signing back up there, bro? Hey, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, guys, I'm having a little bit of lag. I apologize. I hope that doesn't become a major issue through the night, guys. There is a little bit of lag happening. Yeah, and I think we might be dropping some viewers as a result of it. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate, gentlemen. I want to keep forging ahead with it best I can. If you guys want to jump in that chat and tell me that whether or not it continues, whether or not it continues to lag hard like it's doing. I'm having a little bit of a lag issue live here. I don't know exactly what the deal is with that. Might have to switch our modem over. Who knows? Restart the game, perhaps. We'll have to save it up and then go. Department of the Cumberland has come north. Okay. And we were going to just try to threaten the supply line of this Union Army that marched south past Nashville while we continued to fight over at the fort here. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, it looks like we are having some issues, perhaps. Maybe we're back. Yeah, okay, well, let's just make sure that it doesn't continue to awful bad. I'm looking on my screen right here as I'm moving things around. And over here on my OBS, things are looking smooth enough at present. I did see some jank, and I did see it skipping a bit and lagging just a bit, like as recently as a minute or so ago. But here we are. We're moving around. I think we're back. I think we're back. I think we're sort of back. Yeah, I hope this doesn't become too big of an issue. If it does, we just kind of have to end the stream early because you guys aren't able to keep up with what's going on. Tennessee. They're taking our manufactory right there. It's not great. Another battle around Fort Watkins, it looks like. The idea would be, okay, do we withdraw here? I just don't think so. We're just winning. We should win this and then start talking about then whether or not we're actually going to enter Kentucky. I think that's it. Yeah, so the new internet is in. This is the new internet. So might be having a little bit of a new internet issue. By the way, I found out on the contrary of what I understood when I purchased it, the guy that installed it said, no, it's not underground. So basically what I'm going to have is I've got a backup ISP. I've got the mainline one and a backup. So, so let's look at the effects of French intervention here in just a second. We're going to do this. I need to do industrial 1. We need to do this and start stacking industrial subsidies because I think we're going to be at war a little bit longer than I originally had thought based on my incorrect understanding of the way the midterm election victory objective worked. The other thing would be a discussion of exactly what it is maybe we should be getting up to in the East. We'll be getting to that here momentarily. All right, so let's look at projects and let's take a look at, okay, French warships, French weapons, and the Gloire class, that's all the same. The Warrior class, that's a British, okay, so nothing changes at least so far. I don't see Spanish intervention changing at all. Where is this right now? European relations still 27. We're not seeing that 15-point change somehow, some way. Maybe the Cinco de Mayo deadline did matter? Question mark. Tough to say. All right, so we've got a reinforced Fort Watkins here now. And the Army of the Ohio is going to challenge out northwest of Nashville with nasty weather on the way, but not affecting them. Fine, fine. The next thing I did want to review, too, was the impact of this raiding out west that we've been doing. You don't see smoke rising any longer from a lot of these places. I think maybe we've got something in game going on there with the graphics. Hard to tell. But you can see we're damaging this building. I would say it's just about knocked out. You see this? Repaired 63%. This costs a bunch of money for this to be out like this. Right? Let's see what that tooltip that's going to pop up and it's going to tell us. Oh, okay, it doesn't tell. It tells us an amount of money a lot of the time. See, 255 million up from 222. So our rating, I believe, has increased their liability in terms of trade warfare, quote unquote trade warfare. It's taken that up over $30 million, which ain't too damn bad for a couple of small cavalry detachments. And then we're going to continue to raid, of course. We're going east to here. Double time march. Double time march. And then we'll head south to here. Double time march. We need Stonewall. Right? He's still injured, man. I like the person saying a second ago that his wife is collecting his army pay now. Yeah, right. You would guess that. You would guess that based on the way things are going. So, one thing we should probably do is build a new depot in D.C., around D.C., near here. If we can. There we are. Bingo. Right outside Alexandria. That's perfect. Now, Ewell could stay aggressive. So could Magruder against these forces here, which I've estimated to number between 28,000 and maybe 30,000 men and like 25 to 30 guns. Come down here, get into a siege, and then assault them and run them down into this corner of Maryland and keep them on the peninsula down here contained. Maybe end up taking this fort too. I'm not sure. I think I want to kind of come up here and stay, though. The other idea would be to just go over and take Frederick at 4 points right here. Wouldn't be a terrible idea. Like with Ewell's wing. I'm just not sure. Oh, a Raiders hat I will never wear. I will never wear a Raiders hat. Never say never, they say. Well, never will I wear a Raiders hat. New Army of Kentucky. Great. Okay. Okay. So, anything new about French weapons? Not really. Are they just cheaper to get, I wonder? I think maybe they're just a little cheaper to get. It'd be good to get them, that's for sure. Now, the other thing was we could look at, I think we'd get some cavalry carbines. Rapid firing short-range cavalry carbines of different types. I think it's time for us to get those for our cav units. Let's do that for our military subsidy spending. And then we need to go in here and gradually I'm going to bring this down, and then I'm going to bring this up just a little further, and then we're going to start pumping money into diplomacy so that we can do a couple of things. Send envoys and get French weapons. So we're going to pump a little more money into diplomacy. Economy money stays pretty low. Industry money ends up going a little bit higher because we're researching the policy right here, and that should be good. You got it. You got it. Always happy to help with a big-time game like this, my friends. That's for sure. See a squadron moving there, it looks like. So, I go back to here. I really want to bring the Union forces in the east there to battle, right? And this idea about what I want to do down near Galveston is important, I think, to get to. So I want to take these troops here. We're going to just move them down to like Shreveport via river and rail. Okay, we're going to get them there. Then we're going to bring them all the way south to Galveston. And I'll spend the money to build yet another fort. We need to protect Galveston because I believe, given what may happen with the French and given our efforts in the far west anyway, if New Orleans gets taken, we've got Galveston. If Galveston gets taken, we've still got New Orleans. It's nice to have two targets for them and to harden this one with forts or a fort just like we have around New Orleans, I think could be smart. It would be an easy target for them to come get now. We've always wanted to put a fort down there kind of since the very beginning of the campaign. And I think it'd still be smart. Go ahead and do it. All right, we're in the green with both of the wings of the army now. The other idea was to just bring both wings down, attack, quick siege, quick assault. Matter of fact, I'm thinking maybe that's what I wanted to go ahead and do here. Are we low on ammo? No, we've got plenty of ammo here. Yep. In honor of General Fornicator, an esteemed member of the channel, we have the Mexican intervention. Not seeing the effect on the Europeans, but look at this, 96 national morale for us right now. Strategy. Holy smokes. Okay, they're up to 55. National support 79. How to erode national support in time to win the midterms? I'm just not sure. I think you've got to just inflict a ton of casualties is what you got to do. Let's go May 22nd. May 20. Let's plan in advance for May the 22nd. Okay. For both of them on the attack. Good. All right, and then Beauregard and the headquarters will finish this supply depot and likely be able to aid them in the tactical battle. I hope we'll be able to do a tactical battle there. I assume we will. Maybe they'll get help from the Army of Chesapeake. Might have a pretty big battle right here. I imagine this is the best move for us in the East right now. We need to get another battlefield victory there. If we can kill a whole bunch of Yankees, that'd be plus. B plus. It'd be plus. Whoa! Okay, no, I thought I was looking at Kansas. I'm going nuts. He said, I see the question. Is the North not surrendering? No, the North is not surrendering. Oh, here we have the new Army of New England. 12,000 men. Men fielded is still, I don't know where they're getting all their troops. You know, sometimes I wonder if the game cheats, you know? Sometimes I wonder about that. Sometimes I wonder if that AI is a little too clever. I think reporting on all that stuff is actually a little bit delayed. I need to check my fleets one more time here. 55% now on those ironclads. Also, oh, that was another thing was, I think I want to take this fort. It's at a level 2 already, but I want to reinforce it. Okay, that is Fort... I think it's Fort Tuttle. Fort Tuttle, yeah. Fort Tuttle, and I want to go ahead and I want to add artillery to it. Virginia. Oh my gosh, we have no volunteers left to send from Virginia. Okay. Let's bring them in from South Carolina, artillerymen. And we're going to go with some 10-pound parrots. I believe we've got a... Okay, why did it bring us back? Okay, Fort Tuttle. There we go. Now, these guys, I want to try to get them to our 10-pound parrot rifles, right? So that'll give Fort Tuttle just a little extra boom. Okay. I did get a comment from somebody talking about adding artillery batteries to forts like we're doing. Okay. I've never really ever done it before because I can't square in my heart adding field cannon to mid-19th century American Civil War fortress emplacements. It just doesn't sit right. But I think that what you could imagine about that is the gun gets taken off of the tube gets taken off of the carriage and then emplaced in the fortress. And so that's kind of where I've been able to square it with my heart, like I say, and go ahead and do this. So I think we'll reinforce these two forts. This is Fort Vito. Fort Vito! Oh, how about that? Fort Vito under Nicholas Dole's command. Got it. 4 guns, my ass. Let's get them. Let's have these boys be from Nicaragua. This will be a battery of 3 guns. We've got... here, we could do this. I think we could do... Go back to garrisons. Go back to Fort Vito. To Griffith. And upgrade them. And make them howitzers. That's another one I was thinking. To upgrade forts with. Bonk. Okay, it's 29,000. It's cheap. It's not going to cost a lot of money for us to do this. So I'm thinking maybe I might do a whole bunch of this. So we'll have 24-pound howitzers under this volunteer commander. That works just fine for me. Fort Vito will get another battery, and we'll bring them in from Nika. Let's make them a 6-gun battery of 24-pound howitzers. And we're going to have to go back. Boom. Yeah. I don't believe the AI ever really cheats. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I just say that jokingly. I don't mean it. Maxie. Yeah, no, we're going to replace him with somebody who's actually a suitable guy. A lieutenant of artillery, Mercer. Let's do it. And he'll be in that fort garrison. Good. We're going to have to remember all these too. So we'll end up with another 11 guns in this fort, which is great. We'll have a total of 15 plus the actual fortress guns, which would be what? Oh, it doesn't show. I thought it showed what kind of guns we get. Ah, crap. Okay. It used to. I could swear. Oh, I know. Click it. We have 10 64-pound rifles and 10 32-pounder cannon. Got it. I think those are more to help with the naval stuff. And then you've got on the level 2 forts, yeah, you got 8-inch mortar, cannon, 10-inch cannon, 30-pound rifle. Yeah, so yeah, that's much different and much better. I would say Fort Leasure should probably get a little extra artillery, but we can't reinforce it right now. We can reinforce Fort Kimball. Let's go there. We're going to try to do a bunch of this so we don't forget to do it later. I was thinking about it. We've already got a little bit extra. Oh, 2,400 men in this fort right here. Yeah, they could use some artillery. That's for sure. Let's bring them in from Tennessee. We'll make it howitzers again. Fort Kimball. We'll go another Tennessee battery of 6 guns. And we'll do even another one from Tennessee, please. And let's bring in them cannon pipes, boys, so that we can lob the lead. Over to Kimball one more time, thank you. And let's make sure our commanders are all square, right? We want to make sure that we've got artillerymen over here. Mr. White, sure, that sounds good to me. This gets a little cumbersome having to go back and forth and push all the same stuff again. B, Hamilton P.B. He's a political guy. We'll have to keep him. Pyron, another volunteer. We can keep him too. Charles Pyron. That's interesting. 21 cannon now in situ, along with the rest at Fort Kimball. Fortress Kimball. We'll probably do the same thing here. This is all very cheap. Fort Liddell. Here we go. Very cheap. Fort Liddell is next on the list right here. All right, let's add some more guns. Again, from Tennessee. We got a lot of Tennessee boys out here fighting. All right, we need to upgrade I just realized we need to upgrade the other ones to 24-pound howitzers. We're going to go back and do that. No problem. Let's go. We'll do that here in just a minute. We're going to add another battery. These are all going to be howitzer batteries right here. Howitzer batteries. Okay. Okay. Got to get this right. Got to get this right. All right, these guys, we don't care. Maxie, no, not you, man. William Jones, now he's too good. Let's go there. Bingo. And then let's go back to Kimball again and make sure Charles Pyron. Wait. Yeah, okay, he's good. Fine. Now, let's upgrade to 24-pound howitzer. Then let's come back and do it again. B, please. 24-pound howitzer. Boom. Okay, let's do it again. Right there. You don't do 6-pound cannons for a fortress either. I just, that I cannot do. That I just can't bring myself to, gentlemen. What do we got here? I'm trying to read through. I agree. Artillery, General Fornicator's got a good point on that. Artillery reform is going to be important, and we're going to get to that too. The cavalry carbine order is coming in here in just a second. Fort Watkins is a little low on guns. We could probably reinforce it real quick. Let's go. Let's do a battery of 6 new howitzers there. Again, don't. No. Cancel that. So that'll be Fort Watkins. Place this guy. Oh my God, Samuel Jones is talented. Sheesh. I would say we just do a volunteer. Yeah, fine. And that means that the volunteer, I think the volunteer ends up coming from the actual state that you're building in. I think that the game automatically does that. It's a big help. What was it? Fort Kimball that we need to upgrade the guns for? Pyron, the pyro. Yes, the pyromaniac, the Pyron the Pyro. I like that. Good for an artillery commander. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. I want this. There you go. Fort Kimball. Liddell, was that it? So we added these. Yeah, we need to upgrade these right here. He is a volunteer, and DeBrell is a political, so we'll keep both. And then these boys go to howitzers. Right here. I guess we'll hope that we don't need howitzers later on. We're putting a lot of artillery in our forts right there, but hey, man, I think I'll take it. There we go. Here we go, gentlemen. Here we go. I think, and I'm glad to see, I think we're playing a little smoother over the stream. So that's good. Robert Patterson is going to be commanding the Federals this time around. The Department of Pennsylvania is leading the defense. They will get immediate reinforcement from the Army of the Potomac. These are two battered federal forces that will be facing off against the entire Army of Virginia. Magruder's wing will arrive first. Ewell's wing will be next, with the Army Reserve coming in last. And day one, I think, will be May 22nd right here. It looks like we might have some questionable weather. We outnumber them way over 2-1, and we'll see what happens here. They may withdraw immediately, similar to what McClellan did in the Cumberland Gap. I might even expect that. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's get into it, gentlemen. Mason Jar NA beer is full tonight, and enjoying a little bit of that fresh American piss water. We love it so much, man. Here we go. The Battle of Annapolis. Okay. We'll be coming in with close to 65,000 troops. That's what we've had since we crossed into Maryland. Excuse me. All right, be ready to deploy the army out again. Magruder leading the way outside Annapolis. And we've got a cool little battlefield here with a river crossing to deal with. Interesting. Let's see what the Consolidated Strength Report has for us here. It looks like we've got 2 corps on immediately. Both Ewell and Magruder. This is going to be kind of the same sort of thing as I think the battle that we fought just outside. Yeah, I think this is the same field too, and the same victory locations and everything. What a deal. We're going to have to switch up how we do this thing. I think we pretend like we have come down and are going to force a crossing down around here and have a new battle that isn't on the same old battlefield down around this area here, okay? And, we'll say the Union did a good job of jiggering us into this position over this way. I just have to do this because I don't want to fight a samey battle. That's no fun. That's no fun, guys. That's not what we're doing here. We're trying to have a good time. Magruder is in, and Ewell is in, right? Fantastic. Let's go like this. Boom. And then let's go with Ewell like so. Boom. That right there. Okay. I would say we're going to have to get creative here. We're going to have to get clever. We got a lot of guys to fit in. Holy moly. We got a lot of artillery to try to fit in here as well. Good. Okay, we can do that right there. And let's get them right here. And let's deploy Let's limber right there. Get on the road. All right. Let's have these guys all stack up. Okay. These boys, yeah. Just like that. Okay. Walton's division, Ewell's Corps. Just like that. And then you got Jones' division with Beckham in reserve. Beckham is our engineer brigade. Right here. Jones will be, I think, actually on the road. So let's have Walton be here. Let's have Jones be on the road, sorta. Right, like that. Jones will be the first to get the order to move. And as a matter of fact, let's get our reserve artillery off of the road from Ewell's Corps. McCown. Let's go you just prepared to move right here. And Pelham. Right about there. And you'll have Ewell's Corps ready to go here. Okay. We'll have the rest, I think, of Magruder. He'll be ready to go along this trail right here. Like so. And they'll jump on that trail and go. We'll have Vaughn's division stacked up right along this trail here. Like so. Reynolds' division stacked up, ready to advance. Right there with the Army Reserve, or the Corps Reserve Artillery, again, preparing itself to move out over this way. Yeah, you can see the Army laid out in all its splendor. All its glorious splendor. And what a glorious, splendorous Corps we have indeed, gentlemen. I love it. I do. Get these artillery moved. Get everything set. Make sure it's all... look at that. Look at this is the Army of Virginia, gentlemen. The juggernaut. The terror of the North. The destroyers of D.C. And very likely the doom bringers of this Yankee force before us. Magruder, get over here, will you? Let's go. Mouton. He'll be out here. And that will be the Army's positioning for now. Walton, get on up right here. Boom. So Jones will go first. Ewell's Corps will go first. Ewell's Corps will go through. We're going to go through the woods. Through the woods and down this way. We're going to take this. Okay, and we're going to come down here and probably make a crossing and set up down here. And then we'll probably have our left flank be near this crossroad. And then we'll fight across Piney Branch right here is, I believe, where we'll actually do our fighting for this battle. I can't wait to get to it, gentlemen. I can't wait whatsoever. I love it so much. Just enjoy the splendor of this army as I top off the beer. Or should I say polish off the beer? Top off the beer. Okay, here we go. Let's push this play button and get this thing rolling, shall we? At least get to the fight. Play. We are underway, and Jones with his division. D.R. Jones going to be in the lead. Off we go, gentlemen. Let's come on down to here. For starters, D.R. You go right ahead. ×2. Hell, ×5. Okay, once he gets on the move and clears, then we're going to bring Whiting's division into step. Here we go. Yeah, so I didn't see that before. Was there a little deployment zone down in the corner right here? I didn't catch that. It's funny that happens, though. All right. Let's slow it down a little bit. Okay, we'll let them get a little further down the road. See, it looks like they're stacking up a little bit as they get themselves figured out. Looks like they're going to let one of the brigades go ahead there. Battery might lag a little bit behind. We do kind of want them to clear before we send Whiting's division. Want to try to have as efficient of a march as you possibly can so that you can make all speed. All right, here we go. Whiting's going to get the order now. And his division is going to come down. And we're going to set up. We're going to set them up. Say just have them at the base of the hill right here. Come off the road and then right there. Let's see now. You got Robert E. Lee's troops. See, what I'm thinking I might do, I might take Lee on his own, and I might use him as a distraction, is what I may do. I may detach him, just have some fun. Kinda. And use him to come out this way and get them thinking that we're deploying some, significant force out at the old battlefield, so to speak, over here. I think we'll just have him move his division kind of to right here. All right. You'll send, or Magruder will send that forward. You'll come on, get with your corps right here. Again, always looking to try to kind of do what I think that they would maybe be doing, and just try to make it interesting. I do try to kind of spread things out for the AI. Look at this army. Splendid. We'll have to get Lee on the move. I would say Magruder will stack up. He'll end up stacking up down here too. You can see we're already getting close down this way. We'll make these crossings. We'll start to move up this high plateau. We'll deploy the army along this road again. This will be the main, this road right here. The Piney Branch Road. Okay, we'll be deployed all along it, pretty much. And Lee will be the left flank out this way. Here he goes. Let's take Mouton. Let's have him hold by the Hoyle house right here. Again, kind of RPing it a little bit. Let's take Lee and send him over with his boys. All right, then we're going to have whose division is up front here? Whose division is this? Bonk. Reynolds' division of Magruder's Corps. We will bring him down. I would say we probably end up bringing him for starters anyway to just kind of like here. Like so. Get everybody out. Here we go. Next will be Vaughn. And he'll come forward to, see, don't love this, Canty right here, I think. Yeah, Canty's going to move all the way through the forest right here with his guns. Pathfinding in GT1, that's one other thing that's annoyed folks about the game. There's no doubt about it. The rest of Magruder's artillery, too, Preston's battery, we're going to bring them also up here, but they're going to go up here, kind of further forward than Ewell's guns. Let's go. You guys right there. And keep it going. Keep it moving, keep it moving. Here we go, gentlemen. All the way. Going to be ready for a major battle. D.R. Jones is going to take his troops across and form up right there. Okay. Beckham is going to get the order to go ahead and cross and form up right there. And we'll end up sending skirmishers out, you know, phased in, bit by bit, deploy out, send skirmishers out, kind of form a picket line as we advance toward the enemy positions like you might do on the campaign trail in real life. That's how we do. Somebody's saying walk Lee over open ground and see how he likes it. Yeah. I hear you. I hear you there. Here's Lee's division here. Try to serve as a nice little distraction. We'll see if maybe Lee could come over this way and maybe even get engaged with them somehow, some way, a little bit. Maybe attract them over his direction. That could be a tricky little thing that we do here on day one. We'll march through the woods. I don't know if they can see our dust. Right? That's what you wonder about a little bit. Okay, this battery. Okay, that's a good spot for it. That's a good spot for it. For starters, anyway. Good deal, good deal. Good deal, good deal. They're not withdrawing. I'm surprised. So these two battered federal armies in the east are interested in staying and fighting it out here. I was not exactly expecting that. Yep, Reynolds. Let's have you make sure to join your division, bud. Thank you, thank you. And Magruder, make sure to join your corps, bud. The rest of it. And you got Lee over here. Very good indeed. Now, Whiting's division. Whiting's division, I think what we're going to do with him is cross and he'll form up at the base of this little rise right here. So we'll bring him, we'll stack them, and then we'll lay them out into a double line when they get there. Okay. Walton's division, moving to here. Probably going to push him across, maybe over here, and then march him up this way. Is maybe what we end up doing there. Oh, looks like Beckham's a little tired. Exhausted even. Yikes. All right, well, let's get some skirmishers out. Oh, crowding across the ford. Lee moving to the front. Yeah, sound should be back. Sound should be back. And you can hear the in-game sound. Once the musket fire gets going, it'll be quite a bit louder. I don't think I was off for that long. I did a quick cough, and then I got back to playing and talking, and I don't think I was gone for that long. Sometimes time goes flying by, though, in this game. That's a bit of a setback. A drawback, as it were. So, yeah, I think I'll push Lee south to the farm here. He'll make up the Army's left flank. We'll lay his division out in particular emplacements and deployments when we get him up. Mouton, let's bring him forward to here. Get that order out before Magruder gets too far away there. Here. Now, also, gotta check perks, right? I'm just going to go around the Army here and see if there's anything at the brigade level. You know, anybody here? We haven't been in any real big battles with the Eastern Army for quite some time, really. So, I suppose I shouldn't expect much. Okay. That's most of Magruder's corps there. Let's check these brigades as well. These batteries here. No. Okay. How about D.R. Jones troops? No. Training is now up to good for some of these guys and regular for others. Fantastic. I actually would have to jump into the manual and read up on what the difference between regular and good is. But we've been having some fun in War of Rights, let me tell you. Reynolds Division. Let's get them on the move again. And Magruder's corps is going to come down here, and we're going to go this way. So we're going to stack up Reynolds Division now here. All right. And then we'll take Vaughn's division. They will then stack up right there. Okay. Whiting is there. Walton has got nearly all of his troops here. So what we're going to do with him now is bring them to right here. Again, when they get there, we'll slap them out into a double line. We need to check them for perks, I think. Anybody? Got a lot of Lorenz rifles and Augustins. Most Austrian rifles have been working out really well for us across the map through the campaign. I've been pretty pleased. All right, let's have Lee's division do some particular deployments here. We're going to have the guns. Oh, I thought, okay. We're going to have the guns come out to right here. And then Polk's brigade is going to move into these woods. All right, Maxie Gregg's brigade from Lee's division is going to move onto this side of that orchard right there. Then Garnett, with his Augustins, is going to move onto this fence line right here. Following that will be Trimble, and he is going to form up, I'd say, probably say here, kind of like that. And then we'll do Haygood with his Mississippi Rifles on the left right here. We'll actually do this side of the woods, though, like we were doing over here. All right, and that'll be Lee's division positioning right across here, and he'll be pretty much the left flank, right? His guns go in the center right there. Lee sets the left. Yanks don't know it's our left yet. Get D.R. Jones out here deployed into midday. Okay, we're going to cross and go through the woods here. Fine. We're going to keep the Army Reserve artillery back here for now. But what I would do here... Oh, that's right. We forgot. We need to grab this. We're going to take Pemberton right here, who's going to be going there. We're going to bring him back here. So actually, we got to go stop and then do it. So we got to remember Pemberton's move. All right. Excellent, excellent. And then once he reaches this point right here, we're going to take them. We're going to put them into a... We want him facing the right direction, right? Get him there. Get him there. You can do it. He's going to make it. Bingo. There he is. Double line. Okay. Ewell is going to stay situated, I think, on this high ground back here, watching things from the shaded trees of the orchard. Pemberton is stopped. We will bring him here. Establish a new line of retreat while our supply line remains this way. Woo! Here we go. We'll go 5 times. Been a long march already. I think what we may do is let the Army stop and rest. We're not in any big, huge hurry here. Let's go ahead and let's get some skirmishers out across the line of Lee's division. Okay. Robert E. Lee. His boys here going to take up their positions. I would say, too, that it might not be a terrible idea for us to build some breastworks up here while we've got the time and kind of go like so. Why not? Right? Just go build those. Let's do some in front of these guns right here. Let's do that. Keep these skirmishers just kind of out right here. We'll go to the edge of the orchard with these fellas. There they are. All right, they built some parapets over here. Mosier's Hill. Very good. I would wager there's a chance maybe they've got one of their armies here and the other one here. I would suspect anyway. Would make sense. Would make sense. Okay, D.R. Jones. We're going to send skirmishers out with his units too. And then we're going to push his division forward to a different position nearer to the Piney Branch Road where we want to deploy most of the army. He's going to cross this open ground and push all the way to the road in these woods right nearby. Say right about... No, I don't like it. I don't like it. Let's go, say, right about there. All right, and then Whiting. Ooh, we could stack up 2 whole divisions of Ewell's troops over here. It's just that the attack would have to come through all these woods. I just don't know about that one, gentlemen. We could do another line of entrenchments here, like that. Get to building. Have Mouton work on some, because he's an engineer, right? So let's have him build some more that are more out this way. Mouton, come on forward, work on those. We'll just have a few improved positions on our left. I think that'll be at least a help. And also for the benefit of a little RP, you might say. And then we would probably build some more over here, but we just haven't managed to lock down the ability in game. Okay, here comes excellent. Here comes Beauregard in the Army Reserve. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to be able to lay this army out just right. Reynolds Division. He will center his force right opposite this field right here. They'll start centered right here, and then we'll slap them out into a line. Reynolds Division, we'll get them on the move. Magruder, he's gotten delayed back here himself. All right, Donelson's Infantry Division, which is basically the de facto Army Reserve. We're going to be moving them here shortly. Whiting to there. Walton, I would say he comes this way and then around, and he'll line himself up right here. Boonk. I'm not going to worry about flanking him through here. I could come all the way to here, but I just don't feel that great about it. I don't love doing that. It feels a little too gamey to me. Vaughn is next. We'll bring him to make the link with Lee, and Vaughn will initially go centered pretty much on the crossroad, I would say, kind of right here. Okay, we'll form the line up there. Whew. Let's have Donelson's Infantry Division go ahead and put itself on the other side of the river here. Let's go here. Boom. Yes, we'll be bringing the artillery too. I want to set the line. Okay, Longstreet with his artillery and the reserve. Let's bring them there. And Bear and his Springfield muskets. Ooh, that's concerning. Okay, he'll be here. Jeb and the cavalry will be on the right out here. And then we'll bring the rest of the artillery reserve forward into these fields here. Go. All right, you guys go. Head on forward. Move it out. Don't dilly or dally. I was watching a little bit of Gods and Generals earlier. Video clips. Okay, we got Ewell's Corps forming up here. Very good. Ewell, come up here. Magruder, double time, my man. Are you? Good. He'll come up to there. Beauregard will make his headquarters likely at the Blagden farm or Blagden house. Yeah, France can show up in the game. I've never had it happen before myself. But yes, France can actually have an army. I think it comes in at about like 30,000 strong or so. I've been told it's basically worthless, but it is French Foreign Legion, much better trained European troops. I can't imagine that it's too bad. Maybe more, since more has been done with the game since release, many years ago. Maybe the whole French intervention experience has improved in its realism. So obviously we don't need Pemberton to be down here anymore. I think we ended up moving him back with his division. I don't remember who that was. But we'll go ahead and get everybody in position here. Yankees aren't going to make any moves just yet. Say we could push the picket line out a good bit across these fields, closer here. They'll probably open up with some of their artillery right here. Just bring the boys out. Finishing up some of these defensive works over this way. Good. And laying the rest of the army out over this way. I imagine they can see all the dust over here, and I see dust from them. Ooh, hello. Wonder what you boys are up to, eh? Okay, they moved some troops this way, it looks like. They're moving maybe some more. They see Lee's division over here. Okay. Now we got eyes on. And we've got most of the Union troops shifting, it would appear. They built some more parapets. Now, how about them apples? The AI, is it learning? I don't know. Because those parapets, I'm not sure those were there. They might have been there. Okay, I see them kind of shifting their line over this way. Very interesting. We have this avenue of attack right here that we'll be able to use. Who is that? Walton's division. He could probably lead the way right there. I would not be surprised to see the Yankees attack, or maybe in a redeployment segment, come closer over here on the left. I wouldn't be surprised to see that at all. I think what we're going to do here is we're going to make sure we keep these Yanks honest. And we're going to take Reynolds. We're going to put him into a line. All right, that's for starters. It's going to take a while to get that order up. Magruder, we're going to bring him to this crossroads here. Better position for him. Beckham, his reserve brigade. Let's bring them forward. Let's bring them and have them be right here. Good. Very good. Okay, there is Walton. So we're going to have him come in double line. We're going to have Donaldson, since he's there, just about. So Walton is going to come here. Donaldson is going to come up behind him. All right. They'll be the main thrust of the attack across the creek at this victory location right here. All right. That's going to be the idea. Looks like they're crowding around this one. I think they might know what's coming. Okay. Vaughn is going to get out into his double line. Stewart out here. I mean, if they're going to kind of let us do this out here, we've got the cavalry. I'm willing to kind of RP do it. If they don't have the cavalry to match us, you know, the AI is not smart enough to get outside of its predetermined formations in game, and oftentimes will allow itself to get cut off, right? I don't love that. You kind of abuse it, but I think Jeb comes over here with his division of his brigade of cavalry rather, and will take advantage of the situation. All right, we got some artillery shots coming in. First shots of the Battle of Annapolis right here. All right, Reynolds' division is going to deploy out into a single line, and now I want to push them out into this field right here. Okay, then Vaughn in his double line, I will push them forward a bit to right here. Okay, and then Walton in his double line will push to here. Right. And then what we'll do is this is going to be an artillery park right here for the reserve artillery. Bam. Let's go. It is 5:05 p.m. now. While these orders are going out, we're going to slow it down a little bit here, but we're going to bring each battery forward from both. This is not the Army Reserve Artillery with Longstreet. This is the two-wing artillery reserve. Pelham, who is he with? Let's try to keep these guys together. Ewell. McCown with Ewell. So those Ewell's two reserve artillery batteries. Here and here. The rest being Magruder. And it'll take a while for the orders to get to them. We'll have them probably move over to here. Just outside of this orchard. Have one go here. Have another one set up. Corps Reserve Artillery. Where else? Where else? I'd say we also do one here. And then we do another. Again, do a whole lot of different kind of RP elements when I'm playing the game. I like to try to spread it out. I like to encourage the AI to spread out as best I can. Let's have this last battery be. It's a nice little piece of high ground. I think we go here. We take this brigade and put it back on the fence for now. Okay, and we'll show ourselves here on this side. Yes, Grand Battery, I do believe. We have this battery of 10-pound Parrott rifles that will come over here too, into this area. And then Longstreet's guns are going to set up here. Where is he? Where is Longstreet? There he is. And his guns are on the move. We'll bring them, and they'll be this side of the Grand Battery. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. All right, and then we should be able to start blasting away at them. We might have to scooch forward kind of down the slope a little bit, but that won't be a big deal. And then, of course, you'll have Reynolds divisional artillery that'll be able to move out and hurt them too. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now we're set up on the entrenchments. Let's do that. And Lee here. Robert E. Lee on the left. And we'll be set for a nice set-piece battle. This may take up the whole damn stream. I do declare. Mr. Beauregard. All right, so D.R. Jones, I would say, could probably... So maybe instead of Donaldson, do we have him on the move yet? No, we do not. I think D.R. Jones comes in behind Walton's division. We're going to go D.R. Jones on this side of Piney Branch Road here. And then we'll have Whiting kind of take over around this area where he leaves behind. Bingo. Okay, and then Donaldson, I think maybe we leave out as a reserve on this right side. Here we got Stewart managed to make this move. Very good. And looking pretty good, boys. Let's go back up to 5 times. Donaldson. He is, I think, now ready to just form up over here. Boom. Okay. He will be the right flank. And you just want to try to prevent it so, make it so the Yanks don't have us terribly outpositioned over here. You get the rest of the army in position. Be ready. Be ready. Wilson, always an admirer of my deployments. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, thank you. I think that in the redeployment phase 2, we'll be able to, we'll be able to jinx some things around a little bit. Let's have Stevenson skirmishers come on out. Cooper. Let's send them all. Go on, go on, go on. Walton. Yes. Drayton setting himself up. Very good. Hanson. I would say we just send Stafford skirmishers out. That's probably enough. Let's unlimber these boys. Let's scooch up with these. Let's make sure all of our generals are where we need them. Hebert with the engineers. Let's bring them to here. Where's Beauregard? There's Ewell. Ewell will bring himself here. Ewell will make the main attack. Well, actually, we're just going to make the main attack out of here, and we're just going to push, 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 push. That's the, I think that would be the most sensible plan here. Let's unlimber. 24-pound howitzers don't quite have the range, right? Okay, fine. Let's scooch forward just a bit. Just a bit. And we'll open up over here. As nighttime draws near, get the army ready to soften them up for our attack. It will be coming forthwith, and it will be furious. We'll put some skirmishers out right here. AP Hill, or DH Hill, rather. Pemberton. Oh, here we go. End of day. Very well. Okay, and I imagine they might deploy down this way. Right? Down here. Looks like we've got a big deployment zone here. Fantastic. Okie doke. So, let's get these guys where they were headed. That's a good start. Good. Let's get these guys where they were headed. Good. Let's fine-tune the... look at this line, gentlemen. See, I try to put together kind of a historically representative line. I believe Beauregard knows what he will get up to on the morrow. It is going to be a frontal assault right here, all the way across. Looking forward. They will have a hard time resupplying, yes, if I hold this. Okay, they have another one here and another one here, though. So they won't have that hard of a time resupplying since they have those two. They also have these to retreat through. Okay, so that helps them. We have maintained control here. What have you, whatever, no big deal for them. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5 divisions on the advance in the coming day's battle. Lee is going to hold it down on the left, and then in echelon, when these attacks go forward, he'll likely end up pushing across the field to mop them up. But this is where the main attack is going to come from. And, man, we're just going to go. We're going to send them. We're going to get on the attack and kind of we'll use the artillery. We'll use the artillery for sure. We'll get Longstreet, by the way. Let's get, where is Longstreet? Right here, his guns. Okay, let's bring them up. Perfect. Where is Longstreet? Right here. No, those are Wade Hampton skirmishers. Let's go ahead and put them... actually, we don't want skirmishers out for all these guys. I was wrong. Okay, Wilcox, no. UG, no. Hampton, no. They're not out front, right? So Longstreet. Let's push these cannon. What do we have here? 24-pound howitzers, 12-pound howitzers, 10-pound Parrott rifles, right? So these will be able to touch some stuff. These boys, lay on down. I guess they won't yet. Longstreet will push forward to here. I mean, we'll just keep, as we move forward, we'll have the guns out to kind of this clear area here, right? This is a good spot to just have a whole bunch of guns pushing forward. We'll have the divisional cannons here that can also move forward. You'll have Ford's guns right here that can redeploy. Boom. Okay. And we'll be able to move all of these guns and just kind of roll forward with the attack as it goes in. And hopefully we'll be able to do maximum morale damage as we're doing that. Let's take these cannon. Let's post them in this position along the line here, just in case. I think Jeb Stewart's troopers, they've got a nice position out here on the flank. Let's go ahead. Let's have them be kind of like so. Right about like that. They'll be ready in the instance that we're driving them. I might even actually, I tell you what, I think we might take Jeb's troops and have them pressing more out this way, like this. And Jeb will be doing kind of an end around this way so that he can catch them while they're retreating. And hopefully, anyway, we'll have ourselves a big battle. It's going to be May the 23rd, starting at 0600. You better believe at first light, this rebel horde from the Army of Virginia is going to be sent forward onto this Union flank right here. I do want to see what happens when they redeploy. I wouldn't be surprised to see them push up right here. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. A couple of last things I remembered to think about here was probably not a bad idea with 5.4 points of additional entrenchments to go ahead and dig some more around this side of the army. See, here's what I'd not be surprised to see. Them redeploy over here. That gets me thinking. Matter of fact. That gets me thinking. I think maybe we take Donaldson and we bring him over here on the left. And we get Beauregard over here. At Emory Chapel. Okay. Longstreet's in command of his reserve, and that's good. Stewart's got command here. Order's going to have to come all the way from over here. That's all right. Whiting's division may be able to move here. Yeah, what if we took Whiting, and what if we put him more like there? I think I might like that a little better, and the cav is out on the far flank. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll just... So we got some rough terrain right here. We could let them try to fight over that. We'll build some additional breastworks that kind of go down around the so-called military crest. Do something kind of like that. Can we do it? Just like that. All right, we were able to get them. Cool. So then we'll have Sims with his Mississippi Rifles. Lomax with his Lorenzes. Withers with his Lorenzes back up the hill a little ways here. Law in reserve like that with Derrick's artillery right in the center. And then we'll have Haygood kind of right on the road. These boys will all have skirmishers out over here. Mouton. Nice picket line. And out in the rough. There, good. All right, Polk's brigade. Boom with his plains rifles. Good. Where are his skirmishers? Does he have them out? He does. Not sure where they went. But if they, I would love to attract them into here. That way we could just wrap around them real quick. But I think that right there is what I will go with at long last. Let's make sure Hebert is in position. He'll be the right flank. This is, who is this? Is this Ewell? No, Hebert is the Army Reserves Engineer Brigade. So let's go ahead, maybe bring them over here too. Right? Maybe they are kind of here. Right? That's a nice position to have to, for them to have to advance across, or, nice for me to be able to defend anyway. Let's have Withers get skirmishers out. Hebert get skirmishers out there. And then if they wish, they can come in here. I'd love to do that. Oh, am I covering the time again? Hang on. Good call. Good catch. Bingo. Didn't set that up well enough beforehand. Glad we got that fixed before we got into the battle. Again, this is in preparation for an AI shift over to here. I would not be surprised to see it. We are ready. Let's make sure all of our officers are where we want them. D.R. Jones. Let's get you centered. Walton, you centered. Reynolds is good to go. Vaughn, let's bring you forward. All right, and I think we'll be good to go, gentlemen. Ready to push play. We're going to open fire at first light. Let's push these guns forward just a tad more. Right here. Right there. These 24-pounders. Okay, and ready, push, play, bam. And we're laying down here. And at first light, boys, there we go. Okay, so there's your redeployment. That's a savvy one. That's a savvy redeployment. We missed, so we don't have their flank any longer. Right? And Stewart's a little bit caught out here. I'd say we need to park him back this way now. Go, go, go. But then this is the place to hit right here as they've spread their army out. Yeah, stay out there. Very interesting. I think the AI did a decent job here. They're going to press their center forward, it looks like. I think I'll let them. I think I'll let them. I think they know that in order to dodge the worst of my artillery, maybe they got to push into here a little bit. I would say, since we didn't send the orders yet, and we see this movement, Beauregard may be interested to let this play a little bit, is what I'm thinking. Gosh, if they want to just come into Venus's flytrap, I don't know. Yeah, they're coming on across here. They're going to get out of their defensive works, come fight in the field, I guess. Not entirely sure why. You know the AI. She does some strange things. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if they're just coming out here to form up. We're just going to keep the picket line busy out here for starters, as well as these guns. On Limba now. You have these troops that are just defending. 1, 2, 3 rebel or 3 Yankee divisions out front. They're going to push maybe to the base of the hill here and down on the stream. Yeah, it looks like they may form up right down there. I'm kind of willing to let them do that. All right, now we're opening up with the Grand Battery, boys. There we go. Fantastic. We'll have enfilade fire coming down there. I would say that we may still go with our original plan. Let's get engaged with the skirmishers out here. Let's go. Yeah, I think we'll push ahead with Reynolds and Vaughn's divisions. Reynolds. Let's go ahead. It's 6:30. We're not going to be able to hit them for long with the artillery, I don't think. All right, they caught my cavalry out here. Looks like they're moving this way. Very interesting. That convinces me now. Walton's division comes forward and drives straight for the victory location. We're going to come across. We're going to hold up right here for now. But he's going to get moving right there. Jones will get the attack or the order to come in behind him, I believe. Here we go, boys. Let's go ahead and fight out here in the open. I'm fine with that. There we go. Augustin rifled muskets down the slope. All along the skirmish line, gentlemen. Ooh, these units got mixed muskets. No. That's buck and ball, right? We're going to run them out and get them close. Nine men go down as Stafford's skirmishers, a company or so, will come out, get itself set, and firing from the brush. Yeah, they get a little psyched as the main infantry brigade line opens up on them. First light here, and combat will be joined along the picket line. Of course, Reynolds here sensing a Union push, perhaps. Beginning to get antsy. He's going to want to move. He's going to want to move some men into the counterattack here soon, most likely. Take his own initiative. Walton's men right here, beginning their move. Ewell has sent him the order. D.R. Jones is going to get the order to come down to the stream bed. Ewell's just sending orders. Magruder is holding off. He's not ready to launch his wing of the attack just yet. Beauregard feeling a little cautious as well, as we await what these Yankee moves might ultimately be. See them moving this way a little bit. Yanks setting up down at the base of Mosier's Hill. One division out front near the stream bed in this field, too. We've got Trimble with his Lorenz rifles. Let's get down here and engage, boys. Let's have these boys jump on this fence. Let's get them in that field. All right, Reynolds, who is sick and tired of watching his boys run, is going to take Frost's brigade and advance them to the edge of the woods here. Have another one here. These guns move forward. And then Uji replaces Stafford with his mixed muskets. Daniel and his boys pushing along with Archer. Not yet. Okay. Now Stewart. Jeb. Okay, now they're going to countermarch, the Yankees are. So now Jeb will take his troopers back to here. Forward, boys. These guns. Let's go ahead and just scooch them forward to there. Ooh. What are we going to get? We might, with Walton's division, be able to isolate these Union troops that march toward Jeb's position out there. That's maybe kind of a hidden, sneaky blessing for us. Patterson trying to get clever here. Oh, but this gun line. Ooh, that's a problem for them Yankees, baby. Okay, we should take all of these cannons and push up to the fence line is what we should do. right here. All the way. You two. All the way across. And we'll just continue to try. I think they'll fire in advance when we do this. Right. Orders go out. Oh, that's not Reynolds. That's Vaughn. Okay, Vaughn's division. Vaughn was tired of watching his boys get attacked out here. Okay, very well, very well. Little firefight erupting out in the open. Bunch of skirmishers. They'll be on the run likely soon enough. Here we go. Frost will be able to open up from up here. Go ahead, my man. You boys too. Frost and Hanson's brigades will open up from up the ridge. Give me a little salt and pepper, boys. Let them feel it. Here we come. Daniel's brigades. Let's go ahead and push him forward. Vaughn's division is going to counter this Union move, at least blunt it. Right? You don't want to use up all your troops immediately. You don't want to try to use everybody up enveloping one thing. Okay, we've moved across now with Walton's division. Very good, very good. Very good indeed. Let's get these pickets out. Let's push into these woods right here. Drayton push out here. There, the Louisiana Tigers have the honor of pushing straight at the objective. And then Taylor's brigade Richard Taylor's brigade will remain in reserve while the artillery sets itself up right near the pathway right here. Go, charge move there, boys. Double time, let's go. All right, and then you'll have D.R. Jones set up behind along the creek bed for now. That's good, that's good. We're scooching up. Patterson wants to stay aggressive out here with the Yanks, the AI Yanks. They're not just going to let us do what we want to do necessarily. Not exactly going to make it easy for us out here. I like to see that. I do. You got one Yankee division plus a brigade and then another one back here. I think they're going to be a little more cautious with these troops here. But they don't seem to have much of a problem with putting pressure on right here. A little bit. Yeah, get those guns rolling down. That'll be nice if they can fire right into that mess of troops. Let us bombard. Please. Right here. Go and do it. Same. Right there. All right. We're going to have them moving back anytime I feel like. I'm not going to have too many guns bombard over here. I'm just going to do a couple. Have the rest choosing their targets. Here they come. All right, where is Walton? Walton, rally. The Augustin rifled muskets. The Lorenz rifles here. Very good indeed. Another Union division that's hitting us here. Right across Piney Branch. If they drive us back, they'll have D.R. Jones to look forward to. Here we go, boys. Let's advance to the crest. Get a firing line down on them. We got artillery coming into. They'll have to advance, or they're just going to get blown to bits. Archer's brigade. Let's bring them down from Reynolds. Ooh, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good here. We just in the killing Yanks business. from the high ground. Patterson decided he needed to get aggressive out here in the center, it looks like. And then we'll about have them split out here. We're going to go like this. Boom. Stay to the right. And so that way they'll move off to the right flank of this brigade. That's a beautiful thing, ain't it? Okay, cannon set up here. Good. Let's get these boys, skirmishers, out. And we've taken the Ray Farm Crossroads. Question mark? Want to know what's in front of us here before we come up over this rise and start driving here. But it looks like we may have been able to divide and conquer. I think we take Reynolds' division. Oof. Tough to coordinate an attack through here, but this hole right here needs to be exploited. Okay, Archer is going to detach, and then the rest of Reynolds' division is going to drive into the hole in the Yankee line right here. And then we just kind of have to hold them in here, back toward the Ray farm, let's say. And they'll have one division that's just not going to have a good day over here. Not going to have a very good day. I do not believe. Let's advance with these troops. Let's do the same right here. Let's have this artillery battery come on up. Boom. Go up. Go up to the front. Okay, I like the way that this battle is coming together. I like how we've got kind of two segments of the battlefield near both of the objectives, right? Okay, there wasn't as much of that clumping that happened in this battle as we've gone forward here. The Yankees have split themselves into two separate attack columns. One focused on my left flank, coming out across the open ground here. And then I managed to bait them with my cavalry out behind their line, out this way. And Jeb Stewart will be out here on the flank. Oh, snap. And they left some artillery out here. Let's go get them. You see they've got another division here they didn't quite know what to do with yet. They'll be pressing our right flank, I do imagine. I'd say D.R. Jones going to be needed sooner rather than later. Mm-hmm. And there you have, honestly, kind of a neat looking Civil War battlefield right there. I think that's neat. I think it's neat when you can make it look like a battle map from the old days, you know? That's cool. Thank you, thank you. Looking great indeed. I think we've got a victory working. We just got to keep the pressure on. Don't want to get overconfident. You want to stay disciplined in your approach here. Just keep pushing forward with everybody. Methodically. And then I would say we would be very well advised. Go ahead, run the guns on out here. Not like that. Not like that. Say right here. You boys here. You boys can stay where you are. I think the rest just stay where they are. Although the Parrots stay where they are. These boys lay down. Let these guys open up. Fantastic. That's the Parrots. More Parrots. Alright, these howitzers can roll out. Right? So can these. And we can do this, feel confident doing it, because they don't have any troops right here yet. Preston's Louisiana Tigers, they're probably going to be pressed hard here. Open up. Oh, look at these boys. Okay, let's take your AI off. And let's lay you guys down. And then let's advance with the rest of the brigade right here. Good, good, good. Walton. Oh, these cannons here. Let's use them out in front. Right there. Go. Walton. Go ahead. Move on up here. Walton engaged. Oh, here we go. He's got another. This other Union division is right here. Okay. So we took these guns out. Very well. Stewart's division out into a line. And once they get into a line, we're going to press from over here. These skirmishers now fall back to there. Let's go. And let's fold Hampton's brigade of D.R. Jones' division over to here. Double time, please. Cool, cool, cool. Yikes. Oh, we're dropping bodies right here, boys. Holy mackerel. Advance on them. Ooh, they don't know what's getting. Oh, my goodness. Advance on... no, that's... Okay, never mind. We'll just keep up that fire. Yeah, we're splitting them. We're splitting them. Let's advance there. Let's advance there. All right, Reynolds gets his orders finally to push past this orchard to right here. Except not with these guys. Okay, these guns are putting down some hurt, looks like. I would say Lee, being aggressive as he is, will be interested in attacking with at least part of his force. So let's have these guns scooch on. Lee sees what's going on out here. Maybe we do a little RP and say that Lee didn't need to wait for orders. And he'll take Gregg, Garnett, and Polk out of line and advance them. He won't take his whole division out there, but he'll take a good sizable portion of it. We'll send some more guns out right here. And Lee will start an attack on this side. He'll leave Trimble back. Ooh, my goodness. Shooting down on him right here. It's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. It might be in a little trouble over this way. Louisiana Tigers are in the thick of it over here. Let's go ahead and fall back. Let's go ahead and bring Walton over here to rally his Tigers. Hopefully they can perform well again. They have done so in the past on plenty of occasions. Brian holding steady over here. Yanks aren't attacking. Stewart here. Cavalry line to right there. Be ready to come down on the flank here. over on this right side. See Walton maybe get himself in some trouble. Let's see, this reserve brigade under Taylor. Let's just keep falling back with the Louisiana Tigers. They've got Cav out here. All right, all right. They have these two brigades starting to run a little low on ammo out here. Killing a lot of Yanks. Ooh. All right, we're going to take these boys. We're going to fall back to the tree line in hopes that we trick them. We're going to trick them. Fall back. And then what we're going to do is counterattack with Stafford and Uji over here with their crappy muskets. And then Lee will be here to do some more. Get out there, boys. Get on out there. There comes a time when you ought just give them the bayonet. Skirmishers back out. Skirmishers back out. Keep the fire down by the farm hot. Okay, Hampton came on over. We're going to have Uji set up here. Ben Uji here. And then we're going to set up another brigade right here of D.R. Jones. That way we'll bolster the defense over here. Ewell's corps, Ewell's wing. With Whiting's division right here. Oh, Frost broke. Okay. Well, that's fine. Maybe that will help with the ruse. We'll have two brigades that are holding up in this little wooded area right here. I would say this brigade could shift to here. Here we go. See if they want to come through the gauntlet. We'll skirmish these guns. Here we go. Skirmishers out all across Lee's line. And we'll be pushing forward to the fence line there. We'll push down to here, into the field, right here. Attack the guns. Perfect. Keep moving forward on them. Good, good. Ooh, real killing field right here, man. I like it. I like it a lot. This Grand Battery in the center, I think, is doing a number. Let's go ahead. Let's push out a little bit with these. So now I would say we're getting close to time. Maybe where Vaughn decides enough of this silly business. Maybe he and Lee talk. In order to make that happen again, well, okay, yeah. Let's get Vaughn on a rally. That way he can rally these guys that much more quickly. Once we get them back, they're not even close to being routed. It's 1,300 troops. They just need their ears tickled. And then Vaughn's division is going to attack very aggressively. We'll probably give them the bayonet like you suggest. I think wisely so. We're going to lay down back here. They're pressing us here. Brian, fall back to the gun line. Interesting battle that develops right here as we push into the center of the field with these troops Donaldson's division could probably reset itself. We know where they are. They did not redeploy, so let's go like that with Donaldson's division. Trimble and Haygood from Lee. Let's put Trimble in the orchard, and let's have Haygood. Let's have him move to here. Ouch, okay, we got fire coming in from there. Good. Now, I might even say Vaughn wants to push Hanson out again. Advance down on them. And then he'll take Uji's brigade and push it out right in the center with their Springfield muskets. That's a good spot. Firing down a slope. That's good for Springfield muskets. Here we go. Forward, forward. Double time, boys. Lee gets the orders out. Oh no, we got blasted. These guns here. We need to do a little counter battery, huh? Counter battery fire with our 3-inch ordnance rifles. 24-pound howitzers. Probably need to continue shooting infantry. Boom. Okay. Okay. We're looking pretty good here. I would say now Reynolds. What I'm going to do here, even though I don't love it, is I'm going to have Reynolds and I'm going to put him on an attack order. I'm going to let him do what he wants to do out here. I'm going to do the same thing. No, I'm not going to do the same thing with Lee. I'm just going to do it in the center, and I'm going to see what happens. Let's double quick out there, gentlemen. Let's go ahead and advance down the slope. Let's keep on these cannons right here. These skirmishers will come forward out this way. Very good indeed. Whoa, no way! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, Lee gets one to the head and is down. Oh my God, these skirmishers right here. There was a marksman in that unit right there. And the most talented leader of the South that will never be known is dead. Never be known in our campaign. Oh my God. Oh my God. No joke. Oh my God. He moved across that open ground, didn't he? Oh, well, we're going to feel that loss. Get up on this fence, gentlemen. Lee's division out here is going to be maybe a little bit out of sorts then. Let's get up on the fence here. Wow. Wow, that is so crazy. And his artillery is being broken like crazy here. Get back on these guns, you dummies. Get back on these guns, you dummies. They're broken, though. Those 3-inch ordnance rifles. Okay, we broke one of their units in the center right here where there's this bloodbath. We're still doing all right over this way as the Yanks put a little pressure on. Let's pull back right here. Let's do the same here. And nasty fight over here for the objective. Smith. Advance, gentlemen. Taylor's brigade's going to go in. No, don't worry about roads, Taylor. Just advance to there. Go, and I want you to double quick that. I want Smith to be able to hold out here. Boy, they're taking quite a few casualties right there, though. Woo-hoo! falling back to there. Fine. Here comes Taylor's counterattack. Got the battle spread across a pretty wide area here. Here we go. Reynolds is making his attack now. That works for me. Archer, advance, my man. We're going to advance with everybody across this field of dead Yankees. Just like that. Lee's entire line will get going here. Let's engage at long range. Keep that up. Yeah, Lee's line here looking pretty good. We'll see who takes over for him when we get to Army admin stuff. By God. Okay, Manigault broken. These guys are broken. Gonna have Trimble probably come on out. Bingo. Reynolds, good attack. I'm fine with what he's doing here, I think. Yeah, see, no, he's moving these guys back across. He's forming a line, and then he's going to attack. You can see that's what he's doing there. Cooper's troops with their Mississippi rifles, we should probably fall back there and use the range. But here we go, hitting them on the flank. Right across here. We broke this unit. Excellent. Let's move on forward here. Let's move across the field with Lee's old division. Let's go. And we'll open up there on the left with Polk's brigade and their plains rifles. The Reb host. Braxton Bragg is dead. Lee is dead. Jackson is terribly wounded. What a strange campaign for Southern leadership this time around, gentlemen. This has been pretty wild, I must say. Pretty wild indeed. Pushing forward across the line. All the way here. Very good. Donaldson's pushing up on this side. You got this separate fight over here. And Stewart's keeping him honest out this way. Very well. I think that's for the best. We can crush them one division at a time, I think. Let's change facing right here. There we go, boys. There we go. We'll get waylaid by artillery, but that's no big deal. Lay down. Open up from behind. Boom! Force them to fall back. We're going to charge move right at them. Let's go. Double quick. Oh, that order's coming from across the field, though. D.R. Jones, get up here. Get closer to your men. He's got to write the order. Get it out. Charge move. We're gonna charge these bastards. Yanks putting pressure on the Zouaves. Louisiana Tigers going to pull back. We'll open up an avenue for these guns to fire right here. Come on. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, there's a WHF still. I believe there's going to be... oh, there's another Lee somewhere. I can't remember. Okay, now we're going to charge move out to here. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Uji's brigade. Benjamin Uji is going to attack across the field right here and slam into the side of this Yankee brigade or two that have pushed back the Tigers. Woo! They have taken almost 50% casualty, well, about a third or so. Yikes. Let's have Taylor also advance across the field here as these boys work their way across. Biggest battle of the East in 1862 right now. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Lee's boys will avenge him. They found out about this whole thing. They found out about this whole thing, and now I'm afraid they are freaking pissed. Lee's troops are, they're done effing around, and we're gonna get after these gentlemen. Forward. Reynolds' troops over here, getting on the move to the attack. You can see, excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, Vaughn's attack never did materialize. Not the way that I might have imagined it anyway. Let's get these guys here and these guys here. Vaughn back into safer spot, I suppose. Okay, we got a lot of Yankees on the run. The Battle of Annapolis continues as we catch them down at the creek right here. Yes, sir. Look at all of these bodies dropping with blue bellies. Yes, sir. I do love it. I do love it. A glorious victory is on the way, boys. The Army of Virginia will be victorious once more. The South rolling across Maryland without too much difficulty whatsoever. This is looking pretty good. I think we broke these boys here. Look at that. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Let's go ahead and... Okay. Okay, right there. Okay, right then there. That works for me. The enemy is indeed retreating. They have one division remaining on their far left that they still could fight with. I'm afraid, though, the rest of them are broken, and we will take them all out if we can. The Lyle's cavalry will be here to stop us. We're going to charge everybody here. We're going to just, this is going to be a smorgasbord. Go and go all over here. Daniel, go. Uji, go get them. Go get them, by God. Everybody. And then we'll have Donelson's other troops. We'll start working on coming to get guns. Let's push the play button. Sims. That gun. Lomax. Those guns. Withers. Those guns. Mouton. Those right there. We need to reman these. They're unstable and panic. We'll be fine. Excuse me. Let's grab those. And let's go to 5 times. And... Ooh, no, I want you guys in cold steel. And I want you guys in cold steel, please. Ah, no, you guys all. Stewart. Assault. Ah, shit, some of his units are broken. God dang it. Armstrong lost a few too many men there. I don't love that. Come on over here, boys. Come on over here, boys. All right, we charged them all out. They're on the run. They'll be headed back toward their entry points over this way. The Battle of Annapolis will be complete with a rebel major victory. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what we want to do. Just beat them in the field. Just beat the pants off of them in the battlefield. There you go. All right, 2-1 losses on the attack. I will take it. I will take it every time. And we knocked out all of their artillery. Lost quite a few of our own, but I believe we'll be able to pick that back up, no problem. Especially once we build that new depot and upgrade it. We'll be in pretty darn good shape. We're going to have about 60,000 men remaining. Hopefully be able to bring them back from disability soon enough. Only lost 7% of our men on this one. Decent shape. Decent shape. Yes, victory, but at what cost? Robert E. Lee is no more. He will not be able to command any of our armies now. We still have Gideon Pillow and P.G.T. Beauregard in command of our two main armies in the east and in the west. Both of them are legends right now, still. And Beauregard's, I don't think his luster fades much from this battle. We did manage to kill 2 Yankees to every 1 casualty of our own. And so I believe that Beauregard, his reputation is safe. And we will be doing some admin work here post-battle. That's for sure. We'll speed it all the way up here. And that was a fun battle. Fun little, fun big, I think I love the way that it spread across the field a whole lot better. Spread. So you gotta like how that goes. Lee is dead and will now be replaced. Perhaps, maybe T.J. Jackson is back. And by the way, no, 4,000 are not dead on the field. It's probably more like 800 KIA. Most actual battlefield casualties in the Civil War were wounded men, mostly. Wounded and maimed. Who would then later die, a lot of the time, by disease or die of their wounds. So May 23rd goes down as a big day. The next big... This is the first major battle in the East since 1861, I think, really. Here at Annapolis. So that'll be fun. We did capture 20 guns and 4,400 rifles. Fantastic. Okay. And you'll have 2 armies that'll be on the run from here. We're going to jump into Magruder's wing right away. Lee is KIA. He will need to be replaced. Okay. And Alexander Lawton wouldn't be a bad one. He's a major general now. Let's do that. We don't have T.J. Jackson available right now. Do we? We do have Albert Sidney Johnson, Porterfield, Coleman, and Lawton. I think we're going to have to do Lawton. So Lawton will take over for Lee under Magruder right here. Okay. Look at Maxie Gregg's brigade with 2 stars now. Oh, but this was the next thing I was going to be looking at too on a broader scale was enlistments. 19 days, 14 days, a month, 3 days, 35. So we've used up a lot of these guys just in time. I like that. That's good. Stafford, we need to up these guys. Let's give them Springfield rifle muskets stolen from the enemy. I think that makes sense. Frank Uji will get some plains rifles. All right. Frost's brigade keeps their Lorenzes. All right. Let's get another unit of Mississippi rifles in Lawton's division. Okay. Pendleton with 2 guns remaining now. Fantastic. How we looking across the board here? Divisional artillery is still looking pretty good. 24-pound howitzers, 24-pound howitzer, 3-inch ordnance rifle, good. Let's start switching these up if we can to 3-inch ordnance rifles. Boom, that'll be good. Now Lee is replaced. Lawton takes over. The armies of the East here in Virginia are, I believe, going to be able to corner the Yanks down here on the peninsula. Is that the Delmarva Peninsula? I don't know what the name of that is. Glad to see that. Glad to see it indeed. The raiding continues out west. And they're going to move toward me with the Army of the Mississippi, intent upon putting a stop to all this. Let's get out of here. Ha ha. Yeah, man, keep them running. Keep them running around. What we'll have to do now is we're going to have to stay away from the railroads up here. Here they come. Army of the Ohio, right at the Department of the Cumberland. I'm going to deploy to defend. Okay, we'll enter into a siege battle with Fort Watkins right there. Bonk. And the Army, or the Department of the Cumberland will arrive ETA 18 hours, and we're going to do a siege train. Major General Albert Blanchard managed to procure a bunch of really heavy artillery. Boom. And we're going to trick the Yankees into attacking Fort Watkins, having brought in a siege train to help in the defense there. And maybe we'll be able to bog them down here just like they've bogged us down here. Yeah, they've taken Nashville. Big freaking deal. Now they got to deal with that. All right. Yanks pulling back this way. You know what? I actually kind of like that. I'm kind of a fan of that. Can't lie. Does Ewell have a siege train? Who's got a siege train here? No, pontoons. That's right, I don't have siege trains over here with the Eastern Army, do I? Let's take this... let's have Ewell pull back to here. Let's take over this depot right here, why not? Why not? Is there a brigade that's got 200 men? Who was... That had to have been in Magruder's command. Oh, no! What? Come on. Okay. So, it would appear thus far, anyway, that the Yankees took the fort. Well, it's a good thing we've got the siege train, then. Shit. So we're going to have to pull back to Fort Campbell now. Over here. We're just outmanned by this force. I can't believe that, man. I think there was a little glitchy thing that was going on. So these guys... get into this, the quote-unquote Fort Watkins garrison. They've been a force that's been kind of like outside the fort for some time. I'm not sure why. But there you have it. And you still have this over here. We have got them heavily outnumbered, heavily outgunned. We have a siege train. We're winning by a ton. And somehow the victory just isn't happening. I don't understand why. It's a good job of McClellan playing defense out there in the Cumberland Gap. Frustrating to say the least, man. Jiminy Christmas. All right, so we'll start raiding down here. I'd say before long we get back into Missouri. All right, we've raided that out. Let's move up to this one. Close to raided it out anyway. Spend more of the summertime up there raiding the north. No, they're not just letting me do it. No way. They sent an army up here after me, but I think it's going to be too slow. Look at that. Men fielded 157,000. I cannot believe this. They must be in some financial dire straits here. Kinda. All right. No, see, they're A- still. That's crazy. I don't know why they're not spending more money. And how are we looking? So their national support is 78. I just don't think we're going to win battles fast enough in order to win the Democrats the midterms. That's tough. That's tough. Is that Phil Carney down there? Yeah. Okay, so we'll come over here to Fort Kimball. So what I would say is that in military we can look at our field, our field armies. Go to the Army of Tennessee and maybe stop screwing around and transfer one of our divisions. Maybe send Buckner Sr. with his 3-star and just transfer him to the Department of the Cumberland. Right here. Boom. And not mess around. It'll be 8 days. Make the transfer. Do it. Transfer some heavy guns. Let's see if we can upgrade. Let's make the transfer. Jackson and Maney will do it to the Department of the Cumberland. Boom. And Maney. All right. Make that transfer. Let's go to the Department of the Cumberland real quick. Right here. Let's upgrade these guns while they're on their way to 12-pound Napoleons for both of them. Boom and boom. Ramseur will get 12-pound field gun, and Forno will revert to his 24-pound howitzers right there. We are going to add a new division under Albert Sidney Johnston. We need to start. I think we need to get Albert Sidney Johnston into some action. Finally. Look at him, man. It's time. And as a matter of fact, see, Blanchard, I think confidence is lost in him. I think what we'll do here is that Blanchard will get demoted and replaced by A.S. Johnson for the Department of the Cumberland right here. Okay? So we're going to take Johnson and replace him with just some guy. No. Porterfield, that's a placeholder for now. Then Blanchard gets replaced by Johnston. Right here. And then Porterfield gets replaced by Blanchard. Bonk. Blanchard was a division commander under Pillow at one time and was successful in division command. I think we're going to have to keep him there. Okay? Johnson, breveted Major General, now takes over for the Department of the Cumberland, which will have 13,000 men, 31 guns. More than enough to finally fend off Kearney and his army here at Fort Watkins. We're going to have ourselves next, I think. Once we get these transfers finished, we'll have ourselves a battle out here in north central Tennessee. Johnson is going to be in a mood to make a reputation for himself sooner rather than later, I do believe. They're not sneaking up on us yet out here. But let's move back to St. Louis, and we'll raid it again. Go, go, go. So, if I assault Cumberland again, it might work this time. Let's do this. I think Pillow... Actually, wait. I need to wait until he gets rid of the troops that I'm transferring. So I do have to wait just a little while longer. Maybe I'll win it in the interim. Maybe. Ooh, taking a while for Magruder to get his move on here. Come on down, man. We do have telegraph stations everywhere nearby. Yeah, okay, up here in Winchester. Yeah, we did that. Good. Surprised they're not moving south from here. And we are down near Shreveport already now with the engineers out west, headed for Galveston. Needed to redo the patrols. By God. And if that's Phil Kearney that's been doing all that damage there in north central Tennessee, that is crazy. I think that's pretty cool. I do. This raiding up here is fun. So, enlistments. Let's take another look at that real quick right here. 35 months, 35, 7 days, 15 months. Our support is still like really, really high. So I think that we're going to be in pretty good shape here. Army of Tennessee with 28,000 men. 8 days, a month. Months, yeah, these guys are still... Yeah, a couple of days there. These guys still in for a pretty good long time in the Army of Tennessee. I think that'll work just fine. Man, I think that... enlistments may be up for quite a few troops out east. I was a little worried about it. He's down to 23,000, so... Okay. Not so really for these boys. Okay. I would say nothing really changes for anybody here except for maybe some promotions. Would be Walton's division again. Colonel Brian Good gets promoted. Preston Smith is a brigadier general already. I think Richard Taylor gets promoted to brigadier general. If we can upgrade these to something a little better. The James rifles, bingo. James, it's George James Battery will get the James rifles. Fantastic. I love that. I love that indeed. Okay, what about Magruder's wing? Enlistments, enlistments, enlistments. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to have to do a little more flavor work. Hilltopper with 310 troops under Daniel. I would say we probably want to fold them in with Stevenson's brigade. Archer. Small brigade. I think we'll keep him, though. I think we'll keep all these guys, too. Boom. Now, I wasn't quite done talking about French intervention or Mexico intervention. What I want to believe, anyway, is that even though we are pissing Europe off real bad from a strategic perspective, and the slider is all the way over, I don't know, maybe it won't be worth it. But what we could still do, I was talking about this a little bit before, is to jump back over and start doing trade or sending envoys. Not sure if I want to do it yet. How close are we now to this? Oh, we are so close to upgrading this iron mine. We're getting there, boys. We're getting there. That's going to be an exciting time. In order to get to the Army of the Chesapeake, we got to get by Fort Washington, of course. And now we're going to have this. We're going to have this. This is going to get upgraded for sure. We'll be well supplied around Washington here. Have all the telegraph wire we need. Army of the Northwest will be here. Probably rename this group. Little slug of beer. Anybody and everybody who's new tonight, this is Alternate History Gaming with Grand Tactician, the Civil War. I am Bank 60s, your humble and gracious player host. Don't forget, smash that thumbs up button for me. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I drop streams all the time. I drop vids too. I got a big vacation coming up with family, and I will still, as you saw on the posts tab, continue dropping content while I'm gone, guys. I've got it all queued up. It's all done. It's not scheduled yet. I will be doing that, and you will have plenty of... Indian Cav is going to retreat back to Tennessee. Oh, my goodness. Okay. But yeah, it'll be, by the way, the content that I've got queued up is going to be from my older Union campaign playthrough, so be ready for that. The CSA campaign streams are going to pause for about a week and a half or so while we take this trip, and then I'll be posting a bunch of stuff from my older Union campaign, a whole lot of really cool battle content, one commentary that's coming up for this coming weekend, and then I've got several shorts that I'm going to be releasing as well while I'm gone, so you can look forward to all of that. Should be fun. Should be real fun. And then I'm not seeing, like I was saying before with French intervention, I don't think we're real close. And then it doesn't look to me like getting French weapons is any easier. You know, French warships, same. I don't think we'll have enough money to get any of that. I think after we upgrade this mine, we were talking about upgrading our foundries down in the south. Oh, that was the other one. Hollins gets replaced. Flag Officer Tatnall, he deserves another command. He's going to get a try out here in the west. We'll get a turn out. Yep. I'm going to bring the CSS Tuscaloosa over here. Then we're going to take the Raging Cajuns, who have put themselves together again, We're going to try to support Johnson's operations here. We'll bring the Navy around, and Johnson will attack through this way. Once he gets his reinforcements, which he should. Yeah, it looks funny on my phone again. Despite the stream, I'm not getting the live stream on my phone again. That's so strange. Yeah, well. And we enter a bit of a state of stalemate here. Things won't be changing a whole lot, I don't think, real soon. I think we'll be doing a lot more admin work. I'm going to have to take a look at what we want to get into from kind of the back-end supply side of the war. The next battle will be coming most likely here. I don't see anything else evolving in Arkansas anytime real soon. In fact, we may be able to take... Oh, that's right. We needed to take care of this. Henry McCulloch, who unfortunately suffered a bit of a disaster in his last battle, probably going to need to be replaced. And I would say Price is the guy to replace him. All right. We'll promote Price to Major General. Henry McCulloch, or Price, will be replaced by one of his commanders. Or I'll tell you what, who could we bring in? Brigadier General Field. He was in charge of a cavalry division. I'm going to put him in charge of an infantry division now. And then McCulloch will be replaced by Price. Okay. Bonk. The Army of Arkansas. This will now be the Army, the Missouri, the Army of Missouri. We'll just call it that. We'll call it the Army of the Missouri as an aspiration. Right? This is an army that wants to try to push all the way to the Missouri River. That's kind of a Union thing, traditionally. But we'll allow that to stand. Then we'll have the Army of the West out here with R.H. Anderson. We could probably transfer him. He's got 9,000 troops now. Ooh. These two armies working together would be a good thing. Richard Taylor, let's go ahead, or Richard Anderson, let's bring him here. Let's go ahead and bring Sterling Price and his forces. Well, actually first, okay, let's bring him here, and then we'll build a depot there. We'll just come on back north. We'll have the Robert Ransom Jr., this first Indian Cav that has been run out of Illinois at long last. We'll have George Anderson and his second Indian Cav that's going to continue west out to here, keep the raid going. He's still in the green, but they're a little low ammo, looks like. Unfortunate. Yeah, I know. So many command changes, man. It's crazy. Yeah, this will be good. Look at that. Oh, my gosh. They ended up retreating all the way into Delaware. Ooh, spring rain. Moving in. Guys, we got a lot to look forward to, guys, when we play forward here in this CSA campaign. This is an interesting situation. I feel like we're on the road to victory, is what I would say. But we're just kind of not there yet. It's going to be a long road. The battle in Tennessee and for Kentucky, all this stuff continues. I think when I get into the next stream, we're going to start pumping the Tennessee campaign. I think we're going to push for a battle here. We'll push for another one in West Tennessee. will be the plan as far as the campaign going ahead. We'll have a little bit more administrative work and back-end stuff to do on the supply side like I was talking about. And then we're just going to have to see how this whole Mexico intervention plays, I guess you might say. I'm not seeing a whole lot changing like I was talking about before. It's kind of a mystery to me at this point. But we'll just have to see how that all plays out as we move forward and as we get into the next stream, which will be coming soon enough. Gentlemen, I have had the old blasty blast playing here, Grand Tactician, as you have joined me tonight. It's been so much fun to hang and play. Appreciate every last one of you guys hanging in. I am Bank 60s, of course, here on Alternate History Gaming. We're going to do this again, picking it up about the 17th of August, so be ready for that. Live with the CSA campaign continuing. We'll probably jump back to some War of Rights as well. But until then, remember, I will have plenty of videos dropping, some shorts as well. One commentary video coming up this coming weekend. A lot of Grand Tactician battle content to feast your eyes upon. But we will be back at this Confederate campaign right about August the 17th. Can't wait to get back to it. Love you guys for tuning in tonight and sticking with it, even despite maybe some lag. Had a fun battle. I thank you again. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe, especially if you're new. You guys have a good